Hello, it's been a while. Yes, too long, I would probably say. Just not had the ability to get out, or to be honest, they're like tinkling. The weather's not been great. I've just not been bothered. So I am back out today. As you can tell, I'm out with an absolute beast of a camera. My new toy, the Mamiya RB67. This is a two-part video, two-part in one. I'm going to talk about two things today. Obviously, this beast, and the second one is, you may remember in a previous video where I sent out a few cameras around the country to various people. Well, those cameras have come back now. I've developed the results, so I'm going to talk about some of the amazing shots and a few little surprises along the way. I am now currently at Lady Bower. I'm at the plug holes, or as they're now being called by me, thanks to someone that came up with this name, the lady holes. There's two of them. I'll leave that there. So I am taking a shot with this. Now this is a medium format. It's an absolute beast of a camera. I've got the 90mm lens on here and a new viewfinder. So what I've got to do first is I'm going to load some film. So the film I'm using for this session is the HB5 Plus 400 ISO film. So I've got to load it up. So what I need to do is I need to take this back off like this and start putting some film in. So I'm going to get on and do that. So 6-stop filter. So I've exposed for the shot that I want to do there. It was giving me at f22 1/15 of a second. Okay, 6-stop filter. So using the Lee stopper app at 1/15, it tells me it needs a minute. Put into this other app, this Ilford reciprocity failure chart calculator. At 60 seconds, I calculate that at 446.5 seconds. This film really failed that much. How long is 446.5 seconds in minutes? I'm going to have to ask Google. That seems awfully long for 6 stops. I don't know whether to try it. It just seems so long. I don't know. Put your answers in the comments below if you think that's too far. I'm not sure if I'm going to try it. I don't know. Let's try it. What the hell, eh? As you can see from the image on the screen now, it didn't work. I need to have a better understanding of reciprocity failure. So the other part of this video, if you cast your mind back to this video up here where I sent out some of my late grandfather's cameras, and they weren't special cameras at all. You'd have seen they are very much point and shoots, very, very basic, but I sent them around the country. I sent 6 cameras out, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras out. I sent 5. Eventually they've all come back, and I've had them all developed. So some of the shots have been spectacular. Some of the surprises of the cameras themselves have been spectacular, purely because I had no idea if any of those cameras work properly at all. Just because the ones that had batteries clicked and flashed and stuff like that, I still didn't know if the shutters worked or anything like that. So I have been pleasantly surprised. So, did a camera come out on top? I can't really say it's the camera. A camera did surprise me, but you know, what the people did with their shots has been really nice. Now, 2 cameras have an issue. One, I think the shutter just didn't work at all, or work properly, whether it was stuck or something, I don't know. The film came back, nothing on it at all, completely dead. Now, I'm blaming the camera. It may have been the film, because this film is also really old and been stored in a loft and things like that, so it could have been the film, but I still think something would have appeared on the film somehow. Comparing that to another film which was, I think, of a similar age, and that came back, albeit grainy and odd colours, it still worked. So I think this camera was very not suited for this kind of project. Does that make sense? One camera didn't even get used. Thank you. I gave it to one of the girls at work because she was excited about having it, and 2 months later it sat in exactly the same place with a little layer of dust on it, so I know that's not been used. So I thought, well, I'll have that back. I had planned to give that to someone else, but the little lens in the top decided to pop out, so now I don't trust it going in the post. I have glued it back in. I'll give it a test and see if that still works. So let's have a look at some of the shots, shall we? So first one, this one went to Scotland. This was, I can't remember which, it was this camera. There you go. So this one went to Scotland, to Fraser. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce his name. It's either an S or a Z kind of thing. And he got some great shots. Now this film, I think this film was definitely expired. I think more than 15. In fact, I think it's probably closer to 20 years out of date, this film. So how it worked at all is a miracle, because I got no idea how that film was stored at all. My guesses are it was living in a loft, so temperature fluctuations, dampness and stuff like that. So it's a miracle that that came out at all. Now you'll see from these shots that I'm showing you now, they've got a character about them. The colours are the colours are very odd. They're very overly saturated, but with hues and stuff. There's some pink hues and stuff like that. The grain is the worst part. It's yeah, very granular, but I love it. I love how they've come out. There's a character about them which makes them not bad photos at all. So Fraser got a handful there that was good. Then we'll go all the way back down south. We'll go to Dorset now, down to Corfmullin. To Zoe. Zoe had another point and shoot where this was a battery powered one. It had a zoom and stuff like that. I put fresh Kentmere 400 in hers, and I was initially worried because she said, oh, she was super excited, I'm going to go and take it abroad with me. And I was like, I wonder if the new X-ray scanners and things will wipe it, because I believe there's an issue with some film being wiped because of airport scanners. So I didn't want to say anything, didn't want to cause any panic, and I still wanted her to take the camera, so I kept quiet. And I've come back with these shots. Absolutely incredible mountain ranges, snow covered mountains, and look at that dynamic range, all those shadows and dark bits. There's all sorts of detail in there. Absolutely amazing. I mean, that's a compliment to the film, but the camera worked. Yeah. Sitting awkwardly. So yeah, another +1 for that one. That was great. I love some of the shots that we got here. Some really nice arty shots there. So not just the ones on holiday, she got some of these cabins and her family jumping on the beach, which was great. So that was really nice. Great results. Great to see that these people have put the effort in. And this third one, this is a surprise. This went back up north, up to Scotland, up to a place, Elgin, for Kirsty, and she had the mighty Snaposaurus. I did not at all think that this camera would work in the slightest. It's a kid's camera. That's all it is. Basic kids camera. But it worked. And the shots that came out really well. I'd be well chuffed if this got even close to some of the stuff. It's got a few light leaks, but not a problem. That again had Kentmere 400 in it, but that worked really well. Some lovely shots in there. Some of my favourites is like this harbour that kind of looks like it has depth of field, but it doesn't. There's no focusing elements in this. It is infinity focus, but it has a weird sort of look as though it's got a depth of field, which I find fascinating. So she got some really good shots. She really took the brief to heart on this one. It was like kind of she was telling me a story through these ones. They all had key places, and what I like about the project for everybody is it made people use the camera, whereas they probably normally wouldn't have done a shot at that time, or if they had, they'd have just done it on their phone, it'd have been done, Instagram gone. This actually had meaning for people, it took them effort to do. So I will definitely do this project again. Definitely do this project again. I will use more reliable film, I think. Even if I use just cheap Kodacolor 200 plus, whatever it is, just to get a better result, just so you know what we're getting. We know that I can't blame the film, even though the film gives kind of quirky images. I still need to guarantee the results, because I do feel bad that Gemma put a lot of effort into her taking the shots. I know how initially excited she was. I did warn her, but I do still feel bad that she didn't quite get any, or she didn't get any of the shots that she put the effort into. So Gemma, I do apologise. This is a public apology to Gemma. Sorry. But I'm going to give her another camera. She didn't say yes she wanted one, but I'm going to give her another camera. I'm going to find one. She may get the Snaposaurus. We know that works. But yeah, we're going to try, I think. We're going to try again with her. I want her to succeed. So right now I am looking out over towards Edale and everything on the twisty turny road at Mantor with this one. I've just changed film. I've done one last shot with the HP5 after going to Winnett's Pass. I did one shot here with HP5, and now I'm on to the Rolei. I've said this before. Rolei. I don't know how you say it. It's the 400S. Was it 400S? I need to check. Yes, the Rolei Retro 400S. I was right. You have to question yourself when you get to my age. So I'm going to do a few more shots here while the sun sort of sweeps over and around. I thought there might be more of a sunset, but it's actually, the sun is that side of the hill, so all it's going to do is just put the valley in shade, so not as good as I thought. It's been absolutely fascinating watching the hang glide, no, what are they, like paragliders that are hovering over Winnett's Pass at the moment. They've been getting some ridiculous height, looking very effortless as they glide around there. I counted 11 at one point, but that looks amazing, but not quite enough to photograph. Shame. So I'm just going to enjoy these last few minutes of sunlight here because it's surprisingly warm. I've got all these layers on, but I'm very toasty. So that will do for this, I'll say this week, but I haven't been back for weeks, so it can't be a week. But that'll do. It's good to be back. I will try and do more, I promise. I know it's been a while and I will make more of an effort to do more of these things, more with potentially this camera. If this one comes out, and you'll see the shots, if they came out, you'll see the shots from this, from my 2 rolls at the end. Fingers crossed it worked. So I'll just do a nice slideshow there. But yeah, if that worked, I should be taking this one out more often and doing slightly different projects with it. I think this deserves a good run of urban stuff and nighttime stuff, you know, all kinds of things. I'm waffling now, so that'll do. That'll do for this episode. When I'm back, I'm not quite sure, but I will try and be back as soon as possible. As always, thank you for watching. If this is your first time here, please do click that subscribe button and the little bell icon. Oh, I've not done this for a while, have I? As always, thank you for watching. If this is your first time to my channel, please do click. As always, thank you for watching. If this is your first time at my channel, please do click that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to be notified as to when I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.